So let's start. So if you want to be part of, if you are not part of my WhatsApp group or Telegram group, you can text to this number to be part of the WhatsApp group or Telegram group. To be part of the WhatsApp group, you can text to this number given on the screen. That is the number you are contacting our team itself. And the Telegram group, you can just search in Telegram Christy's classes. That is how you can be part of it. So these are the topics, as I told in the last two classes we will be discussing. As I told, before starting the topics, I am giving you like introductory session how to do questions more effectively. So today's class will be shortcut methods you can use for any questions in aptitude or any chapters. The shortcut methods will be applicable. So we will start that. These are the main methods that we are going to discuss today: mathematical direct method, logical direct method, visual method, backward induction, taking example, iteration taking, scale it and measure it method, elimination by substitution, elimination by analyzing hypothesis, elimination with related options. So as I told, these flashcards you will be getting as printed material. So there you will see all these notes. So you don't have to note it down now. In case you want to note it down, watch the recording and note it down. That will be better. So anyway, let's start one by one. Today and tomorrow we will be discussing these methods in detail. So I will show you previous question papers itself to explain you this concept. This was a previous NET exam problem. I want all of you to try this question. I will give you 1 minute. All of you try this question. You can do this in different ways, but I am going to tell you the shorter way of doing this question. So the first method is mathematical direct method. You can form an equation and solve the question. Form an equation and solving the question is called mathematical direct method. I am not focusing much on it because that is a time consuming way of doing this question. So that is, find the required unknown. So assume the required unknown as x and then form an equation and solve the equation. So here the required unknown is number of shirts in the shirts bought by the person or the merchant. So if you are assuming that as x, we can say number of trousers is also x. Why number of trousers is also x? Because question says equal number of shirts and trousers. So if it is x shirts, it is x trousers also. But the total price is 38,000. Price of 3 shirts is 800 and 1 trouser price is 1000. That is very important. Not 3 trouser price, it is 1 trouser price. So we can say it is 1 shirt price will be 800 by 3 because 3 shirt price is 800, 1 shirt price is 800 by 3. 1 trouser price is 1000. So the total budget 38,000 means you can make an equation like this. 800 by 3x plus 1000x is equal to 38,000. Why? Because shirt price plus trouser price will be equal to total price, na? Total price spent by the merchant. So 800 by 3x plus 1000x will be 38,000 we can say. 800 by 3x plus 1000x is equal to 38,000. So then you have to just solve the equation. This is the mathematical direct method of doing it. Some of you may have done with this method. I am not saying this method is wrong, but this may take a little more time, especially for this kind of a problem. So what is the other method of doing it? Some of you may have done with elimination method. So let's see whether elimination will work in this question. Elimination method means substitute the options and try the question. That also maybe many of you have done. Option A gives 60 shirts. So if 60 shirts is the answer, what is the meaning? 60 shirts he bought and same number of trousers, that is 60 trousers also he bought. So 60 shirts and 60 trousers total cost you 38,000 rupees. That is what the question claims. But when you substitute 60 shirt, 1 shirt price is 800 by 3. 1 trouser price is 1000. So 60 into 800 by 3 plus 60 into 1000. When you add it up, you are not going to get 38,000. You are going to get 76,000. That means that is a contradiction. You assumed option A is correct. That is leading to a contradiction. That is why we can say option A is not the answer. So elimination by substitution means substitute option A. If that is not working, substitute option B. If that is not working, substitute option C and carry on. So option A gives you a contradiction, so try option B. Option B says 30 shirts. 30 shirts means equal number of trousers means 30 trousers also, na? So 30 shirts and 30 trousers. So 3 shirt price 800, so 1 shirt price 800 by 3. So 800 by 3 into 30 will be the total price on shirts. 1000 into 30 or 30 into 1000, 30,000 will be price on total trousers. These two add up, you are going to get 38,000. Just like the question says, total budget is 38,000. We are also getting the total price is 38,000 if option B is the answer. That is why option B is the answer. This is called elimination by substitution method. This is also clear to all of you, I guess. And I think this is the most common elimination method you use. But in my opinion, in this question, these two methods are not the best. Yesterday I told you, when you read a question, you have to choose the least time consuming method. No? The least time consuming method is not this. Least time consuming method is something called logical direct method. You can logically analyze the scenario. As I told before, the question is saying that total 38,000 is the budget and 3 shirt price is 800, 1 trouser price is 1000. 3 shirt price is 800, 1 trouser price is 1000. That is what the question says. If so, we can say you can make a packet of 3 shirts and 3 trousers. You can make a packet of 3 shirts and 3 trousers. That means you can practically think you are going to a shop like a Pantaloon shop or a Reliance Trends or any shop you like, and you want to buy shirt and trousers worth 38,000 rupees. But the question clearly says number of shirts and trousers should be equal. For the number of shirts and trousers to be equal, we are deciding that we will take shirt and trouser equal in number. So that, okay, practically speaking, as I told, you are taking 1 shirt and at the same time you are taking 1 trouser. 1 shirt and 1 trouser. But 1 shirt when you are taking, in your mind you have to think like 800 by 3 rupees you are spending. 800 by 3 is a difficult thing to think in mind or calculate in mind. Na? So practically speaking, don't take 1 shirt, take 3 shirts. That is the reason we are taking 3 shirts. But when you are taking 3 shirts, you have to take 3 trousers also. Na? When you are taking 3 shirts, you have to take 3 trousers also. So that the number of shirts and trousers are not contradicting. So we took 3 shirts and 3 trousers and make it a combo packet. The combo packet of 3 shirts and 3 trousers cost you how much rupees? 3,000 plus 800, 3,800 rupees. 1 combo packet cost you 3,800 and the question says 38,000 budget you have to satisfy. 1 combo packet 3,800. 38,000 if you want to satisfy, 10 such combo packets are needed. So 1 combo packet have 3 shirts in it. So 10 combo packets will have 30 shirts in it. So the answer is 30 shirts. Without actually writing any steps, you can do this method. That's a good thing about this method. Mathematical direct method demands you to write the steps. Here logical direct method, you can think about it. Most of the time they will give you numbers so that you can do logical methods better. Because they want to check your logical skills more than your mathematical skills. So that is why I hope all of you are clear what are the 3 methods we discussed. One is mathematical direct method, second is logical direct method, third is elimination by substitution. This is a question much similar to a CSIR-NET problem which came in GATE exam. Please try this question, all of you. I am giving you 1 minute, 1.5 minutes to try this. In this question, what is the fastest way of doing this question? I will explain. First of all, if you depend only upon mathematical direct method, this question is going to be very time consuming. Because forming an equation, solving an equation is the normal pattern in these kinds of questions. But forming an equation from this will be too much time consuming because too many statements are there. What is the meaning of the question? There are 3 people R, S and T and there is a bowl of toffee. We have to find the total number of toffees initially there in the bowl. For that there are some clues given and finally question is giving that 17 toffees are remaining in the bowl. Analyzing all the clues, you have to reach that 17. Which value will give the 17? That is elimination by substitution, I agree. But elimination by substitution also will take some time. So I will explain the same question with 2 different methods at least. Mathematical direct method is forming an equation from this. How you can form an equation from this? First of all, let x be the required unknown. That means x be the total number of toffees in the bowl. R took 1/3 of that. R took 1/3 of that means 1/3 of x is taken. What is taken is not concerned. We are not concerned about it. What is remaining in the bowl is more concerned about. So If 1/3 of something is taken means 2/3 of that much thing will be remaining. So 2/3 of x will be remaining in the bowl. Now he returned 4 toffees to the bowl. R is returning 4 toffees back to the bowl. So 4 toffees will be there in the bowl after returning 4 toffees. Now S is coming. S is coming and doing what? S is coming and doing 1/4 of what was left he is taking. That means from this quantity he is taking 1/4. What is taken is not important, what is remaining is important. 1/4 of anything is taken, 3/4 of that will be remaining. Now, for example, if you are cutting a pizza into 4 equal parts and taking 1 out of 4 parts, 3 out of 4 parts will be remaining. So 3/4 of this will be remaining, plus 3 toffees he is returning back to the bowl. 3 toffees he is returning back to the bowl, that means plus 3. Now the third person is coming. What is the third person, or who is the third person? T is the third person. T is coming and taking half of the remaining. Half of the remaining T is taking. Half of the remaining means half taken means half will be remaining now. So half will be remaining in the bowl, and he is also returning 2 toffees back to the bowl. So plus 2. This is the final remaining after all the steps are finished, and question is saying that this is equal to 17 because finally 17 toffees are there in the bowl. So we can say this is the final equation we get. So this is the mathematical direct method. So this is the mathematical direct method. You have to form the equation and then solve the equation. How to solve the equation? Here we can solve the equation one by one only. You have to take this 2 to the right side, then half to this side, then 3 to this side, then 3 by 4 cross multiplying, then 4, then 2 by 3. That is too much time consuming. So depending upon mathematical direct method for all the questions like this is not advisable. What is the fastest method? Elimination by substitution is okay. Like previous question I told, you can substitute each option and eliminate that and proceed to the next option if that is not the answer. But that is also time consuming. Trying 38, then 31, then 48. That is why here the best thing is elimination by selected statements. You have to analyze the question carefully and select that statement that can eliminate the answers as soon as possible. Which is that statement? The second line is that statement. R took 1/3 of the toffees. That is enough to finish this question. R took 1/3 of the toffees means whatever is the total number, from that number R is taking 1/3 of it. From the total number R is taking 1/3 of it. That is the meaning of it. That means total number is the final answer. That answer should be a number which can be taken 1/3 of. Now, answer should be a number which can be taken 1/3 of, or simply speaking, answer should be a multiple of 3. 38, is it a multiple of 3? No. 31, is it a multiple of 3? No. 41, is it a multiple of 3? No. So the only multiple of 3 present here is 48. So 48 is the answer. This is enough to finish this question. And it is not a coincidence that the answers are like this. Answers are purposefully put like this so that they are, the exam authorities or the question paper setter wants to check whether you are logically proceeding with the question. Again I am repeating, elimination by selected statement, only this much is enough. R takes 1/3 of the toffees from the total number of toffees. So the total number should be a multiple of 3. If it is not a multiple of 3, what's the problem? If 38 toffees is the answer, 38 toffees are there in the bowl, 12, 12, 12 is 36. 13, 13, 13 is 39. But 38 if you equally divide, you will get fractional toffees. Don't say you can cut the toffees into smaller parts. No. Question is saying whole number of toffees, that is the meaning. So definitely R taking 1/3 is not possible if 38 is the answer. Same is the problem with 31. 31, how you can take half, 1/3. 10, 10, 10, it is 30. The remaining 1 toffee you cannot divide equally. 48 is okay. The 41 is not okay because 41 also not a multiple of 3. So the only multiple of 3 present here is 48. That is why the answer is 48. I hope all of you understood this. This question we have learned one more method, or you got an idea about one more method, elimination with selected statements. Some question at least we can do. Some selected statement itself eliminates the option. Now some of you may have a doubt. What if there are multiple options which is multiple of 3, more than one option which is multiple of 3? Then definitely you have to do substitution on the remaining option which is not a multiple of 3. which is a multiple of 3. For example, if there is 48 and the last option is 45, then 45 also is possible. So 45 you have to try the option. Somewhere there will be a contradiction for sure. That you can do as a homework, and if you have a doubt you can ask. We are planning that after every 10 class there will be a doubt clearing session, especially to clear your doubts in detail, and after every class, the end of the class, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I will allow you to ask any doubts if it is there. This was a previous CSIR-NET problem which came in December 2020 NET exam. December 2020 NET exam, this question came. Much similar to previous question, all of you try this question. So let me explain. In a college admission where applicants have to choose only one subject, 1/4 of the applicants opted for biology, 1/6 for chemistry, 1/8 for physics, and 1/12 for maths. 18 applicants did not opt for any of the above 4 subjects. How many applicants were there? So this question you can do mathematical direct method obviously, but that is time consuming as I told for the previous question. Mathematical direct method is what? Forming an equation, linear equation solving type problem. How many applicants are there? Let x be the number of total applicants. Yeah, still I say that some of you mathematical direct method is very fast if your arithmetic skills is that high. So let x be the number of applicants, then 1/4 of the applicants biology means biology students will be x by 4. Chemistry students will be x by 6, 1/6. Physics students will be x by 8. Math students will be x by 12. That way you can say, and 18 applicants, no subject. So no subject students is 18 in number, not x by 18, 18 in number. So all these add up, you should get x. That is the equation you can form. X is equal to adding all these things. Then solving this equation you will get the answer. That is a mathematical direct method. But that is a little time consuming to solve that equation. So in my opinion, mathematical direct method is not the best method. A combination of elimination by selected statements and elimination by substitution will be better. Combination means you cannot eliminate 3 options by a selected statement, but 2 options can be eliminated by selected statement. I will tell you how. In this 4 options, if you look at it carefully, whatever be the number of students, 1/8 of it is the physics students. 1/8 of it is the physics students. 1/8 of it means from 22 you cannot take 1/8. From 36 you cannot take 1/8, because to take 1/8 it should be a multiple of 8. Like previous question, multiple of 3 concept we used. Here to take 1/8, 22 should be a multiple of 8. Otherwise what's the problem? 22 by 8 what you will get? 11 by 4, that is 2.25. 2.25 people is not possible. Number of students is the question, or number of applicants is the question. Applicants cannot be fractional value. It can be only whole numbers. So definitely 22 is not possible. 36 also due to the same reason, because 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 36 is not a multiple of 8. So we can say 36 also not possible. 24 and 48 is possible. That means on the remaining options only substitution is enough. Don't waste your time from all the options substituting option and trying. So 2 options are gone. Now you can go for 24 and 48. 24 we will try. 24, if you logically think, 24 is not possible. Why? 18 in the 24 applicants, if you think that this is the 24 applicants, 18 applicants are actually not opting any subject. Remaining 6 applicants you have to divide into 4 category. Biology students, chemistry students, physics students, math students. Is it possible? No. When you check it, you will understand that that is not possible to categorize into 4 groups. For example, when you take 1/4 of the applicants of biology itself, 24 by 4 is what? 6 students. That means biology students, no subject students itself together make 24 students. That means now there is no more subject that can be accommodated. So for 24 by 4, 6 not possible. 6, that means already 24 students are completed. Total 24 students only are there. That is why we can say option B is impossible to happen. When option B is eliminated, as all the 3 options are eliminated, don't waste your time on option D. Some science students, due to their what we can say scientific temper, they have a tries to prove everything. Here, don't prove option D is correct. Only disprove other options are correct, because CSIR clearly says that one option is correct. Exactly one option. Some other exams are there where no option also can be correct, or multiple options can be correct. But in an examination like CSIR-NET exam, where only one option is correct, when you eliminate 3 options, you should be 100% sure the remaining option is correct. Trust issues should not be there. That is what I am saying. Many people have the trust issues. Even if they eliminate 3 options, they still have to confirm the remaining option. Don't do that. Elimination of 3 options itself is a confirmation of the remaining option. If you are confident in what you are doing. If you are not confident in what you are doing, you always have a doubt. Should I try the remaining one so that I can make sure that I didn't make any mistake? That only by practice that trust issues can be taken care. So anyway, 24 eliminated, so 48 will be the answer. Again, 24, why it is not the answer, I told by analysis. Otherwise, you can just elaborately say 24 means biology students will be 1/4 of it, 6 students. Chemistry students will be 1/6 of 24, 4 students. Physics students will be 24 by 8, 3 students. Math students will be 24 by 12, 2 students. And then there are 18 more students. These students totally added, you should get total number of students. Now, total number is 24. This should add up to 24. This will never add up to 24. This is going to be more than 24. That is a contradiction. Why option B is not the answer? I hope you all understood how to, what we can say, play with methods. You have to combine methods actually. Depending only on one method is not advisable. If you want to, again, it's all because of the time factor element I taught you yesterday. 2 minutes maximum for a question, not more than that. To do all the question, 2 minutes means if you can finish a question in 1 minute, that much better, because that much time you can give to your subject part. Always have that thought in your mind. As much time you save from part A section, that much time you are contributing to your subject part. So 48 is the answer due to that. Let's go for another question. Try this question, all of you. It's a logical reasoning problem. All of you try this. So here, this is a typical logical reasoning problem. I told you in the first introductory class, there are 2 types of problems that can come: quantitative aptitude problem, logical reasoning problem. Logical reasoning problems are the problems where purely logical scenarios will be given. You have to find the answer by analyzing logical scenarios. So this logical scenario or logical situations you have to analyze and find the occupation of these 4 people. That is the challenge in the question. So let's see how we can do that. There are 4 people: Ajay, Bandi, Chinu, Deb. So a logical problem also. Logical problem, if you are using direct method, you are using logical direct method. But whether logical direct method is enough or not, we will see. So with this question, I will introduce one more method for you people. Again, for this question, whether that method is the best, that I am not claiming. That you can decide which is better for you, because if the options are simple, sometimes elimination may be better. So here direct method first we will start, and we will understand whether direct method is enough or not. Direct method means you have to take the hypothesis and conclude from the hypothesis itself. So direct method is reading out the statements and concluding it without the help of answer options and without the help of any other tools. Any other tools, I will tell you what I mean by tools. So here direct method is the hypothesis you are listing. What are the hypotheses? Deb told that Chinu is on the way. Ajay is sitting across the designer and next to the compounder. Designer told nothing. These are the 3 important hypotheses in the question. From this hypothesis we want to make a conclusion. First of all, we will see each hypothesis means what. For example, these 4 people I am just denoting, just for making the slides colorful. These 4 people: Ajay, Bandi, Chinu, Deb, and 4 profession: agent, baker, compounder, designer. We want to match them. How we can match them? First of all, Deb told baker. That means Deb is a person, baker is a profession. That means baker is a person who is having baker profession. Now, who is that person we don't know, but we are 100% sure Deb is not that person, because Deb is talking to that person. So Deb and baker cannot be the same. Are you all understanding that? So from this we can say Deb is not the baker. Now Deb is talking to baker about a 3rd person, Chinu. That means Chinu is also not the baker. Very simple conclusions. Now Chinu is also not the baker. So Deb not Baker, Chinu not Baker, that are the two things you understood. Now Ajay is sitting across the designer next to the compounder. If anyone have doubt what is the meaning of across, this is across and next to the compounder means like this. So Ajay is sitting with compounder and designer, that is a simple meaning. If Ajay is sitting with them, Ajay is not them. Na? Ajay is not designer, not compounder, because Ajay is sitting with those people. Ajay is not designer, not compounder means that is the two hypotheses we got. Now one more hypothesis we can get, one more conclusion we can get if you combine this hypothesis with the previous hypothesis. Ajay is sitting across the designer and next to the compounder means Ajay is sitting somewhere and their designer and compounder is also sitting. When we are reading this sentence, designer and compounder is sitting somewhere. And now go back to the previous statement. What is this? Chinu is on the way. What is the meaning of on the way? Chinu is moving from one place to another. Chinu is moving from one place to another. That is the meaning of Chinu is on the way. So we can say Chinu cannot be baker or designer by combining first and second hypothesis. Again repeating, because Chinu is on the way, designer and compounder are not on the way. Designer and compounder are sitting somewhere with Ajay. So we can say Chinu cannot be designer, Chinu cannot be compounder. Finally, designer told nothing. From that what we can conclude, designer was silent, but Deb was not silent. Deb told Baker something. So Deb was talking. Deb was talking, designer was not talking, combining those two. First and third hypothesis combining, we can say Deb is not the designer. Deb is not the designer. So I think this much conclusions are very simple to understand. 5 conclusions from all the 3 hypotheses together. Deb not Baker, Chinu not Baker, Ajay not compounder, Ajay not designer, Chinu not compounder, Chinu not designer, Deb not designer. Now from these high conclusions, you have to find the final conclusion. Final conclusion means, look at this, Chinu not Baker, Chinu not compounder, Chinu not designer. Look at the data marked in red. Chinu is not the compounder, not the designer, not the baker means Chinu can only be agent, because question clearly says there are 4 available professions. Agent, baker, compounder, designer. So definitely Chinu can only be the agent, because that is the only remaining profession. Chinu can only be the agent. Now Chinu is the agent means no one else can be the agent, because already Chinu is the agent. One more agent won't be there. So Chinu is the agent. So we can say combining Deb is not baker, Deb is not designer. About Deb we know 2 things, and we know one more thing, that Deb cannot be agent. Why Deb cannot be agent? Because already we got the person who is the agent, that is Chinu is the agent. So Deb is not the agent. We can say combining these 3, we can say Deb can be the only remaining profession. What are the profession? Agent, baker, compounder, designer. Agent is done, so don't worry about agent now. Deb cannot be designer, Deb cannot be baker means Deb can only be this compounder, that is the only remaining profession for Deb. So that also is done. Now it is very easy. Ajay is not compounder, not designer. Ajay cannot be agent also. Why? Because already agent we got. So by that we can say Ajay can only be the remaining profession possible for him is baker. So Ajay is a baker. 3 people, 3 profession got means remaining person should be the remaining profession. That is Bunty is the designer. I hope all of you understood this method also. This is the normal how we analyze this. But the problem with this is you have to either memorize all these things or you have to write down all these things. About what? About who is Ajay, who is not Ajay, Chinu is whom, Chinu is not whom. Those kinds of things you have to write, otherwise memorizing will be challenging, especially in an exam scenario where it is normal to have a little panic. So in the panic, thinking all these things clearly in the head or keeping everything in the head is a challenging thing. That is why I will say, in this question, taking the help of a visual is a better way. Taking the help of a visual. So visual method is another thing to explain on this question. But in this question, because the answer options are simple, elimination by analyzing options can also be done. So I will explain visual method after this, but elimination by analyzing option is also okay. Yeah, why I am saying analyzing option is needed? Because you cannot substitute option. When in a quantitative aptitude problem, elimination you can do substitute option into the question. But in a logical reasoning problem where each of the answer option is giving you different objects, different properties, it is not easy to substitute. For example, if you substitute option A into the question, this is option A. Option A itself is saying about Ajay, Bandi, Chinu, Deb. Substituting each of it will be time consuming or will be very challenging. Are you understanding the point? That is why substitution is not okay, but analyzing the options is okay. Analyzing the options means look at the options and then look at the statements and then say that this is not possible, this is not possible. Again, some of you may have done that. If so, very good. For this question, because the answer options are very simple, in this particular question, elimination by substitution is the fastest. So let's see how it can be done. The first hypothesis, Deb told Baker that Chinu is on the way. From that we will start. Deb talked to Baker about Chinu. So Deb is not Baker, Deb is not designer, Chinu is not Baker. What we learned for direct method we can apply here also. That means Deb is not Baker, Chinu is not Baker means whichever option saying that Deb is Baker, Chinu is Baker can be eliminated. Whichever option saying Deb is Baker, Chinu is Baker can be eliminated. Whichever options are saying so. Chinu is Baker is told in option A, so that cannot be possible. So option A can be eliminated. All other options are okay because all other options are not saying anything about Deb being Baker or Chinu being Baker. But option A says Chinu being Baker. That is why we eliminated that. If that is clear, let's go for second hypothesis, whether it can eliminate anything more. Ajay is sitting across designer and next to the compounder, as I told. That means Ajay cannot be designer, Ajay cannot be compounder because Ajay is sitting with them. So we can eliminate the possibility of Ajay being compounder, Ajay being designer. You eliminated, that means which option is eliminated? Option A is eliminated because option A is clearly saying that, option B is. Option A is already eliminated, so you don't have to worry about that option anymore. Option B, which says Ajay is compounder, can be eliminated. So B option is also gone. So Ajay is not the compounder, not the designer. Now combining it with first statement, Chinu is on the way. Chinu is moving from one place to another. I am on the way to office means I am coming towards office, or I am moving now towards the office. But designer and compounder is sitting somewhere. Just like in direct method, we can use that property to say that Chinu cannot be designer, cannot be compounder. In the remaining answer option, if that is set by any option, can be eliminated. Option C is saying Chinu is the designer. That is why option C can be clearly eliminated. Chinu not compounder, not designer, so option C is gone. As A, B, C options are eliminated, option D will be the answer. A, B, C options are eliminated, so option D is the correct answer. This is called elimination by analyzing options. As I told, I am sure that at least some of you may have done the question with this method. But the only problem with this method is, this method will be easy only if the answer options are easy. If at the next exam they don't give a simple set of answer option, this method can confuse you. For example, in option C, instead of Chinu being designer, if it is giving Chinu being agent, you cannot eliminate that. Chinu being agent or Chinu being Baker, you cannot eliminate that. Chinu being Baker you can eliminate. Like that, if there is a statement, you cannot eliminate that. You will be stuck with two options or stuck with three options. That is why you cannot depend only upon elimination by analyzing options, because that can, if the options are tough, that can confuse you. For that particular question, elimination by analyzing option is totally fine. But if the options are tough, what to do? That is called visual method, taking the help of a visual. So the same question, how you can do visual method? Visual method just means taking the help of a visual. Visual can be anything. It can be a table, it can be a Venn diagram, it can be a graph, it can be just lines and dots to understand the question. Here the best visual method is taking a table, because this is a two-dimensional data. What are the two dimensions? Name of the people, profession of the people. Name and profession are the two set of data. So x and y axis we will denote those names and profession. So Ajay, Bandi, Chinu, Deb, agent, Baker, compounder, designer. Now we are going to play a game like Sudoku. Sudoku game, you know, every row and column will be filled by one number exactly once. 1 to 9 numbers or 1 to 6 number, you can fill one number only one time you can fill it now. That is why here how you can fill, you are using not numbers, you are using ticks and dots, sorry, ticks and cross. How you can use ticks and cross I will tell you. For example, Deb told Baker that Chinu is on the way. Deb told Baker that Chinu is on the way means Deb is not Baker, Chinu is not Baker. As we told for previous two methods, Deb is not Baker, Chinu is not Baker. Whichever option saying so can be eliminated. Deb is Baker, sorry, that is in elimination method. Here we are not taking the help of answer option at all. Here we are only denoting what is given. But denoting in the table, you don't have to memorize anything, and the table itself will derive the answer. That is a good thing about this method. So Deb told Baker that Chinu is on the way can be denoted by these two crosses. I hope all of you understood this cross. Deb is not the Baker. Deb and Baker coinciding cell should be a cross. That is why we are putting a cross here. Same way Chinu not the Baker, because Chinu is on the way. Deb is talking to another person. So Chinu not the Baker. That is denoted by this cross. Ajay is sitting across designer next to the compounder can be denoted by these two crosses. How? Ajay not compounder, Ajay not designer. So that two crosses also is clear, I guess. So the crosses meaning I think all of you understood. Now Chinu is not compounder, not designer. By the same idea we learned for the previous method. Chinu is on the way, Chinu is moving. Designer and compounder is sitting somewhere. So Chinu cannot be the sitting people or the static people. So Chinu cannot be compounder, Chinu cannot be designer. We will denote all the data and then we will derive the final answer. Designer told nothing. Third hypothesis. Designer told nothing means designer was silent, but Deb was not silent. First and third statements combined, we can say Deb cannot be the designer. Deb cannot be the designer. This much data have been filled. Now we are going to put tick. What is the meaning of a tick? For example, Chinu should be the agent can be denoted by this tick. How? Because Chinu cannot be Baker, Chinu cannot be compounder, Chinu cannot be designer. So Chinu should be the agent because Chinu should have a profession. Na? Same way Bunty, think column wise. Designer is not Ajay, not Chinu, not Deb. So designer should be Bunty. Or simply speaking, similar to the game of Sudoku where a number can be written only one time, here in this game or here in this method, you can put a tick exactly once. Why? Exactly once in a row or column. Why? Because every person have only one profession, every profession have only one person for it. That is why we can fill this table. Now it is a very interesting exercise to follow. Chinu is a baker. That means Chinu is the baker means Chinu cannot be agent, sorry, agent cannot be Ajay, agent cannot be Bunty, agent cannot be Deb because we have found already the agent. Now that's why I told the table will derive itself in this method. Now Deb can be only the compounder because Deb is not the agent, not the baker, not the designer. Look the row of Deb. The Deb row is Deb is only compounder because Deb cannot be agent, cannot be baker, cannot be designer. Or simply speaking, if there is one tick, all the remaining entries will be cross. If there is three cross, the remaining entry will be a tick in that row or a column. Now look at the Ajay row. Ajay row will be a tick only, na? Because Ajay cannot be agent, cannot be compounder, cannot be designer. So Ajay should be a baker. Ajay baker means no other baker. So definitely Bunty should be designer only. I think this is also clear. Again, you can decide whether in a particular question this is needed or not. If the options are simple, as I told earlier, elimination by analyzing options was the best method for this question. If the options are difficult, visual method may be better than direct method because in direct method you have to in direct method you have to memorize or write a lot of things. All those writing is contained in this table. And you don't have to see if these two are not possible, whether this is possible. Those kinds of things, the table will clearly give you an understanding. But what is the drawback of this method? You have to draw the table, that may take some time. So you have to weigh which is better than which. According to the scenario or according to the options only, we can find that easily. As I told yesterday's class also, when you read a question, you should read the options carefully. Options only will give you an idea what is the shortest method. And only after getting an idea what is the shortest method for the particular question, start the solution. Reading the question till the question mark and starting the solution is not the perfect way. That will still give you the answer, but the problem is that will not give you the answer in less time. Always understand aptitude section, how much time you are saving, that much time you are giving to your subject part. Aptitude section should be like a bonus for you to clear the NET exam easily, because depending only on subject part, the problem is it may be difficult to score that much questions, because subject part also some questions will be easy, but after finishing all the easy questions there comes some difficult question. You may not have to do the very difficult questions in subject part if you are concentrating aptitude section better. And I always tell aptitude section is important due to another reason also. Aptitude section is like a what we can say upgradation plan. You can upgrade your result easily by concentrating on aptitude section. How upgradation? For example, by your subject part, you can easily clear an LS for some of you. The LS cutoff can be cleared. As you know, LS and JRF, the mark difference is almost 10 marks. If you can add a 10 mark to your total, you can convert that LS to a JRF. Or if you are confident that you can clear your JRF with your subject part alone, just by adding 10 marks, you can you can get into the top 100 ranks of JRF, or maybe from top 100 rank you can reach to the top 10 rank by aptitude section. I am telling this to those people who completely avoid aptitude. I am sure that you people don't avoid aptitude. That is why you have joined for a course by which you are getting an idea about aptitude, by which you are getting a proper practice of aptitude. And another reason why aptitude is important, many of the students say that after the exam that 1 mark, half mark was enough to clear the cutoff, or I doubt that if I get 2 more mark or 1 more mark, I could have easily cleared the cutoff. For those people, 1 extra question from aptitude is enough to clear the cutoff. So those people who are in the borderline, aptitude is more important for them. Borderline means it may be the borderline of JRF, it may be the borderline of LS, or it may be the borderline of the top 10 rank also. So 1 mark or half mark or quarter mark may be the difference. So getting some mark from aptitude is always important. As you people already realize the importance of aptitude, just practice aptitude. That is what I can say. In this course, I will give you as much opportunities as possible to make you practice aptitude section thoroughly. Okay, let me summarize what all are the methods we discussed. First, we discussed about, from the first question we discussed about mathematical direct method, logical direct method, elimination by substitution. When you hear the method, you should understand what it is now. Now, elimination by analyzing options is needed when the options have more than one part, where substituting an option is not that easy. Elimination by selected statements is applicable when one particular statement or 2 particular statements in the question can finish the question without actually taking the other method. Then we discussed about visual method also. So we discussed about 6 different methods today. The remaining methods we will discuss in the upcoming class, that is most probably tomorrow we will be able to finish the methods. Day after tomorrow we will start the first chapter, that is numbers chapter. So that is the plan. So I will just show you the summary of the methods also. In this flashcard you can see the summary of whatever I have taught today. Or again, let me clarify one more thing. Visual method don't means that you have to draw table only. Visual method just means taking the help of a visual to do the question better. So sometimes Venn diagram may be a better better visual, or graph may be a better visual, or picture, just picture. For example, a moving locomotive problem, a train crossing a bridge. So there just drawing a picture like this is enough to understand the question. Visual method just means taking the help of a visual to simplify the question. In the particular question we discussed, the simplification was done through a table, that's all. So that's the topic for today.